So if you own a smartphone that was made anytime in the last 3 years, there's a really good chance it has a 5G label slapped on it somewhere. I mean, if you live in a city, you've definitely seen it. It's on billboards, it's all over TV commercials, and it's probably sitting right there on the top corner of your screen right now. But at the exact same time, you've almost certainly seen the viral forwards, right? The alarming social media posts claiming that this technology is genuinely dangerous. Well, today in this explainer, we're diving straight into the source material to try and cut through all that noise. Absolutely no marketing fluff, no conspiracy theories. We're going to explore the complicated, honest truth together.
Okay, let's dive into this. On one hand, we've got the telecom advertisers out there promising you this futuristic utopia, gigabit speeds everywhere, instant everything. And then on the absolute flip side, we have viral fears claiming 5G causes cancer or destroys our immune systems. Both of these extremes, they're completely missing the full picture. The actual reality of 5G sits somewhere right in the middle. And to really understand it, we just need to bypass the hype and look closely at the facts.
Section 1. What 5G actually is. Let's look at the underlying science. Let's just zip through this timeline real quick to set the stage. Every decade or so, the telecommunications industry completely upgrades its standards. We started out with 1G analog voice way back in the 80s, then we moved to 2G digital text, and then 3G finally unlocked the mobile internet. And honestly, just think about how wild it is that 4G LTE gave us the power to stream high-definition video and seamlessly do our banking from literally anywhere. It's incredible how fast we've moved. Every single jump completely changed how we interact with the world around us. And, well, that brings us to the present, the 5th generation, which is built entirely for hyperconnectivity.
Now, this big leap from 4G to 5G aims to deliver 3 main upgrades. First, faster peak speeds. We're talking about potentially downloading a full HD film in under a minute. Second, dropping latency, which is just the delay between sending a signal and getting a response, down to as low as 1 single millisecond. And third, the ability to handle massive amounts of simultaneous connections. Now, that 1 millisecond latency might not matter much when you're just, browsing the web on the couch, but it is absolutely critical for things like remote surgery or autonomous vehicles.
Now, what's really interesting here is a bit of a fascinating industry secret. There isn't just one 5G. There are actually 3 completely different versions. You have low band, which travels really far, but is honestly barely faster than 4G. Then you have mid-band, which is kind of the sweet spot. Decent speed, decent range. But that high band, or millimeter wave, the one that actually delivers those advertised gigabit speeds, its range is less than 300 meters, and its signal can be entirely blocked by the walls of your house, a window, or actually, scratch that, even heavy rain can block it. So the 5G you see on the billboard is rarely the 5G you're actually getting in your pocket.
Section 2. The health concerns explained. Let's examine the actual science here.
First, we have to talk about ionizing radiation. Think X-rays, gamma rays, or even just the UV light from the sun that gives you a sunburn. This is high-energy radiation. It physically carries enough energy to snap chemical bonds in living cells and disrupt DNA. This is a very well-established mechanism, and yes, it definitely causes cancer.
But then, on the completely opposite end, we have non-ionizing radiation. This includes radio waves, your home Wi-Fi, and yes, 5G. These are much lower energy waves. They completely lack the physical mechanism required to break a chemical bond or damage your DNA. The absolute most they can do, at typical mobile network power levels, is produce a microscopic amount of heat. It is vital to understand that these exist in an entirely different category of physics.
Okay, this number absolutely blew my mind when I read it. The visible light coming from just a standard, ordinary light bulb in your living room operates at a frequency approximately 17,000 times higher than the absolute highest frequency used by 5G. Let that sink in. Visible light is 17,000 times closer to harmful ionizing radiation than 5G could ever possibly be.
And the world's top health bodies agree on this. The World Health Organization completed a massive, comprehensive 5G-specific risk assessment in 2025, and they found 0 established harm at current network exposure levels. Now, you might have heard that radio frequencies are classified as a Group 2B possible carcinogen. And look, I get it, that sounds incredibly scary. Until you realize that all that means is the evidence is inconclusive, and it shares that exact same risk category with aloe vera, pickled vegetables, and talcum powder.
And what about the viral claim that 5G somehow spread COVID-19? Simply put, a virus is a biological organism. A radio wave is electromagnetic energy. They exist in completely separate domains of physical reality. Not to mention, COVID-19 spread globally in regions that had absolutely zero 5G infrastructure. Unfortunately, this kind of misinformation caused tragic, real-world harm. In the UK alone, over 90 mobile towers were attacked and burned down by people who believed this biologically impossible claim.
Section 3. Carrier hype versus reality. Let's look at exactly what the marketing omits.
So the crucial concept to understand here is something called non-standalone 5G. When carriers boast about their amazing nationwide 5G coverage, the vast majority of that is just low-band, non-standalone 5G. What that means is they are basically just running a 5G radio signal over their existing older 4G core network. It's an incremental advancement of 4G LTE. It is absolutely not the massive revolutionary leap they're trying to sell you.
And those unbelievable gigabit speeds in the commercials? Yeah, those are peak lab speeds. In the real world, your connection is heavily bottlenecked. It's slowed down by your distance from the tower, the brick walls of your apartment, and, most importantly, network congestion. If you're trying to stream a movie at 8 p.m. on a shared 5G network, your speeds are going to drop dramatically, simply because everyone else in your entire neighborhood is doing the exact same thing.
I found this quote from Forrester particularly revealing. Industry analysts actually openly acknowledged at the 2026 Mobile World Congress that those futuristic promises, fully interconnected smart cities, they're really struggling to materialize. The fact that the industry has already rapidly pivoted to hyping up 6G is a massive implicit admission that the grand enterprise promises of 5G just simply haven't been delivered yet.
Section 4, where 5G actually works. Let's talk about the genuine wins.
Now, we shouldn't just be purely cynical here, because while we aren't all riding around in self-driving cars connected by 5G just yet, there are incredible real-world wins happening right now. Fixed wireless access is bringing cheap, cable-free home internet to millions of people. Factories and shipping ports are using private 5G networks to perfectly synchronize these massive, complex operations. We're seeing high-definition telemedicine allowing top specialists to consult globally with zero lag, and emergency responders are utilizing 5G to coordinate complex disaster relief with live video. This is real, tangible, measurable progress.
Section 5. Do you need it? Some practical takeaways for you.
First up, the core consumer question the handset industry desperately wants you to ask yourself. Should you rush out and upgrade your current device to a 5G phone today?
Well, the nuanced answer is yes. If you're buying a new phone anyway, definitely get a 5G model because it's pretty much the standard now. But there is absolutely zero urgency to throw away a perfectly good 4G phone. Unless you specifically live in a mid-band 5G sweet spot, your current 4G phone is going to handle your emails, your maps, and your streaming perfectly fine. Do not let the marketing create a false sense of urgency for you.
Okay, next question. What about your home Wi-Fi? Should you ditch your traditional internet provider and switch over to 5G home internet?
Now, this is actually a really exciting area. 5G fixed wireless access is an amazing plug-and-play alternative if you want to bypass slow, expensive cable monopolies. It literally takes 5 minutes, and there's no drilling required. However, if you have a household full of people streaming 4K video and gaming simultaneously, a dedicated physical fiber broadband connection is still going to win out every time, mainly because it entirely bypasses that shared network congestion we talked about earlier.
Let's combine the two extremes we started with into one final question. As a consumer trying to navigate all this, should you be losing sleep over the viral health claims or feeling serious FOMO over the glossy marketing hype?
The answer is a resounding no to both. 5G is entirely safe, non-ionizing energy that literally cannot harm your DNA. It is also a maturing technology that won't instantly revolutionize your life tomorrow, but it will steadily improve over the next decade. Ignore the terrifying viral forwards, and honestly, ignore the overblown commercials. It's just a helpful, growing piece of everyday infrastructure. And I'll leave you with this provocative thought. Isn't finding the honest truth in the middle ground so much more empowering than giving in to all the noise? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I'll see you in the next one.